Hello and what is good, everyone? Tone here, and we are continuing our current Infra Arcana run. I believe we just got to floor 6. This is the third session, so go check out the previous episodes if you have not seen them. And we were playing a war veteran using this +3 mace, smacking stuff. Life is good. And a lot of consumables on the last floor after a drought of these, so I would like to experiment with this. And we are on the verge of leveling up, at which point I think I'm going to improve my melee capabilities. I think. But yeah, let's get on with this run, I guess. Before I do get started, my usual reminder, if you guys would like to support me and this channel, you can do so over at patreon.com/tonehack, so feel free to check that out. Let's explore. Dark water. A Colt magazine. I dropped my Colt. The Lord of the Black Lake will save us. Is that something specific to this level? Sawed-off shotgun. Those can do a lot of damage. Like, possibly enough to kill me. Now, I'm backed against the wall, so I don't know if he can actually kick me away and shoot me. Oh, snap. There was a blinded zealot right behind them. Okay, not too bad. What am I standing on? Sawed-off shotgun and a cultist corpse. Unload the sawed-off shotgun. Some more shotgun shells. Oh, and those put me overweight. Go ahead and drop. These smoke grenades are heavy. I can probably drop a couple of them. I probably don't need all these Colt magazines either. So let me just drop a couple of those. I might level up by rummaging around in these workbench and such. I've discovered a manuscript. 8% XP, welcome to level 4. Heck yeah. And what trait do we want to gain? So many good traits to pick from. I think I want to go for the Master Melee Fighter. Improve our hit chance a bit more. I'll walk around this room in case there are secret doors. I'm not concerned about those corpses, I think. Turn our lantern on. I feel like the green potions are benign. Stare deep into the hazy mirror. Feel like I've gleaned a small bit of knowledge. So we're learning a lot about our inventory. My lantern's still on? Turn that off. I feel like these manuscripts belong to the invocation domain. So is it a coincidence that after looking into the mirror, we're deciphering some of this stuff a little more? I don't know. Since that a path has opened somewhere, which seems to mean that a ward has been lifted from a door. Reanimated corpse. Pump shotgun. A lot of reanimated corpses. Fall back just a bit. Let's see if they get through that. Killed it in one hit. Almost killed this in one hit. Alright, they made a lot of racket. Got the zombie dust. Unload this pump shotgun. That is the exit. A bit early for that, and it doesn't look like we have to backtrack. I don't see any rooms back here, so I think we gotta go past this. Which is convenient. If this is a dead end, it would have been a little annoying to continue exploring. +2 dagger. I'll take that and drop my +1 dagger. This area, it is dark. I don't know if just being in the darkness raises our shock permanently. Oops. I feel like I shouldn't just like leave. Although there's ostensibly like nothing remaining. There's a tile here, so it seems like there's a wall that continues here. So there's probably a room here. Did we search this for like secret doors? Probably just walk along this stuff. Oh, here we go. There, that was the once warded door. Who is this? I have another one of these bog chairs. These dwarvish spike gunners. My chance to hit you, bub. 70%? Something behind them. Oh, a powerful wind pulling us. Dust vortex. Okay, 70% chance hit rate. Let's go. Ooh. Go up a little bit. Spikes. Pump shotgun. Dust vortex seems disturbed. Let's get a sneak attack on it. Killed. Nice and easy. Okay, it was just great, which is why we knew that there was a room up here. Unload that. Good prison of some sort. Feels like there should be a lot of stuff over here, but I feel like we explored a lot of this. I don't know if I walked along this edge. Probably because it's visible. I feel like there's not much left to do here. Unload the spike gun. How heavy are all these spikes? 4%. Yeah, I'm overweight now. Drop 19 spikes. Keep 10 for now. I like that UI for dropping those. Oh, let me check down here real quick too. Okay, nothing. I don't know if those pentagrams on the ground can like be anything specific, like opening a door or something. Or if they're just like random traps, which is what my assumption is at the moment, but I could be wrong. But I don't really see much else to do on this floor, so I'm just going to move on. Kind of fast, kind of uneventful, but just keep going. Fountain, haven't seen one of those in a while. Pitchfork. Don't seem to do a lot of damage. Smoke grenades are heavy. I think I don't even want to pick those up. I've hardly used the ones that I have. Unfortunate location for a fountain. I think ideally we come back to that when we have more shock to try and reduce it. It's in like a big dead end. Yeah, what's going on here? Big corpse. Wait, what did that say? On another transmutation domain spell. Right of those corpses. Lest they reanimate once again. Another transmutation. Before I open that door, let's see what's over here. Malign oily potions. Clairvoyance. Here's the exit. Gleaned a small bit of knowledge from the hazy mirror. Raven sees us. I'm gonna back up because they're fast. Oh, I should have equipped my dagger probably, but we got them with the spiked mace, no problem. The dagger has good hit, and they seem to be one of those evasive kind of enemies. This looks like one of those room types that's like a nested set of like rectangular rooms. There is a creature here. Smack it. It seems unharmed. That's concerning. So I can't harm it with... I'm gonna say a bludgeoning weapon, but it says this is a combination of blunt force and puncture. It's probably just immune to physical damage? And there's a vampire bat. All of a sudden I am... surrounded. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I was gonna drink the fire res potions and throw a Molotov cocktail at myself, but I don't know if the thing to my right is even following me at the moment. So let's just take a look at the vampire bat is. Unknown species perhaps stemming from some hidden bowels of the earth. It is about as tall as a full-grown human. Jesus. Its attack drains health from the victim. 20% chance to hit it in melee combat. Well. How about that Molotov cocktail idea? 20% chance to hit this guy. It would be 50% chance if I equip the dagger. What are my odds with the shotgun? 25. Oops, I just hit E? Oh, I turned on my lantern. I did not mean to do that. I just wasted a turn. Looks like a really nasty turn to have wasted. I hit E to equip because I was going to try and equip my dagger. That might have been a wasted turn anyways, because I think we would have gotten interrupted. I'm pretty sure it takes multiple turns to equip an item. Or a weapon. Because we've been interrupted doing that before. So I got stung and paralyzed. This looks bad. Discovered a Bayaki. I've hit twice and I am unparalyzed. Is this? There flapped rhythmically a horde of tame, trained, hybrid winged things. Not altogether crows, nor moles, nor buzzards, nor ants, nor decomposed human beings, but something that I cannot and must not recall. Okay, there's a lot going on right now. Concerned about getting paralyzed and killed. So I kind of want to use my healing scroll. But also, we could end up in the exact same situation I'm in right now. Again. I have a lot of transmutation. What I need is like a teleport scroll. Some benign potions, but I don't know what they do. Alright, let's go ahead and use the healing manuscript. Alright, we healed. I basically net gained 6 health that round. I'm gonna do the Molotov cocktail thing. I don't know if I should use the fire res potions first. Or second. I guess it depends whether using the potion would prevent damage on my next turn from the other enemies, or using the Molotov cocktail. And it actually takes 2 turns to light it. I don't even like that much. There is so much stuff around me right now. I have zombie dust. Maybe I should just blind the stuff that's next to me. My zombie dust. Oh no, it paralyzes. Yes. Totally want to use this. I missed. Maybe I should use it on the thing that's paralyzing me. I can't even see it. There must be some kind of penalty for trying to do that. Let me try throwing the zombie dust again. I missed. I just wasted 2 more turns. Invocation. I have 2 benign potions. Could be like healing. Some other buff, but they could be like lightning resistance, so that might not help me at all. I think the Molotov cocktail idea is that's a 3-turn commitment. With the amount of health I have right now, it doesn't seem like that's the thing that's going to help us. Really makes me wonder if I should have just been attacking these things. I'm afraid that whatever this thing is going to be way more dangerous than whatever's right next to me right now, which is why I'm looking for like a better solution. How do the smoke grenades work again? I was assuming that these wouldn't do anything if I'm surrounded on both sides. Like, I thought they might be better for making like an escape. Let's see. A sheet steel cylinder with emission holes releasing smoke when the grenade is ignited. The primary use is to create smoke streams for concealment. The fumes produced can harm the eyes, throat, and lungs, so it's recommended to wear a protective mask. I think I need to use a random consumable. But that's like desperation mode. I wanted to test these in like a controlled environment where there was like a reanimated corpse in front of me. Screw it, let's go for the Molotov cocktail. We've survived a lot of rounds here already. I'm gonna drink the fire res first. Oh, this is not good. I'm down to 7 health. I need a healing potion, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink this benign potion. Insulation. We have electric res. Vampire bat just hit me 3 times? The other benign potion. Potion of spirit. And we're dead. That is too... Dude, that situation happened so fast. I'd like to try and think back as to how that could have been avoided. But I was basically just like exploring. I want to see the map again. Did we kill like monsters in the front of that room and then just charge into the corridor and then get surrounded because of the noise we created? Or was I just exploring and we happened to get like ambushed from all sides? I think our real killer was not knowing what any of our consumables did. I don't know how to go about learning what consumables do in this game because I didn't have duplicates of anything, so except for like the stuff I knew about, like the fire resistance potions and the healing manuscript. So if I used anything to figure out what it was, then I wouldn't have had it to use at this scenario. So that doesn't seem that helpful. If I had my dagger equipped in my offhand, I think that would have helped. And heck, with how many turns I wasted there trying to just like use consumables and stuff, I probably just should have started smacking the vampire bat or something with my my spiked mace. But it was only a 20% chance to hit. Maybe the 2 things to my right would have been like easily killed. And maybe I should have just started like bashing through to that side and then figured out to do about the bats. Could have acted on the invisible thing sooner, but I was about to. Basically, I ran into it and I was going to back up and hit it with a Molotov cocktail or something. I was going to use a range on it, and then that's when the vampire bat showed up, and it went downhill from there very, very quickly. I don't know. That's all I got. Kind of curious what my other consumables are. There's a chance that I could have casted one of these spells if I had enough spirit, but if the basic healing spell cost enough spirit to kill me, I doubt I would have had any luck. Oh, we don't actually get to know what I died with? that's actually a mistake. And like, I feel like roguelikes, you want to like show the player what they died with, because it makes them think about like, oh, I could have used this to survive, and the next time like they might do that. I'm no closer to wanting to like use any items, consumables in my inventory, because I literally have no idea what exists in this game, except for a couple of things I've seen before. Which is a problem, because I'd like to be interacting with the consumables a bit more in this game than I am currently. I just don't have the knowledge to do so. I should have used a few of these sooner, but I don't know what transmutation does. Clairvoyance might have been useful, but the other problem is, in that scenario, I went from like no danger scenario, in which case I'm not going to start using like resources if I feel like I'm not in a dangerous scenario, and then I was immediately in like high danger, and I didn't have enough time to like do anything that saved me. I mean, if I knew what those things were, then maybe like swapping to the dagger. I feel like this takes multiple turns though. Might have been a good idea. Maybe using the just pulling out my gun and just like blasting a bunch would have been a good idea. I have no idea. So maybe there was something like much simpler, just like smacking shit with my mace, that would have worked out well, but it seemed with that vampire bat, my mace was not good. And my sawdust shotgun was not much better. But yeah, that was another fun run. I just wish I could have like used more of my like consumables and stuff. I didn't even get to, like, I was looking forward to finding opportunities to try and like experiment with this stuff, but it didn't happen. So hopefully next time, because I am enjoying this, so I will continue to play some more here. Oh, we got deeper, almost twice as deep. So what does our... I can actually see this, but this doesn't tell me the items are. You know what I can do? We resurrect... Oh, you can't do that. For some reason I thought there was like a... an option to like continue a killed character or something. But I guess that's just part of like the save system, where if you quit a game you can resurrect from the same floor, is what that does. I was like, because I was gonna say we could just like start from the beginning of that floor again and just like use all my consumables to see what they are. I think that would be interesting, just to like know actually what I died with. So maybe I'm at the point where I should look up a list of what consumables exist in this game. Although that's not really what I want. I want to see like the name of something and then figure out what, like, how to use it. I think that would be fun to play the game like that. Sometimes when you start like looking up what things are, you also find out what they do and how like players who have a lot of hours in the game like would use them and stuff, which is like a big jump in knowledge. So I'd have to be restrained if I do try to look up information in this game, because I'm enjoying experimenting and whatnot. Hey guys, Tone here, back editing myself in post just to take a look at the situation that led to the situation that just led to our demise on this run here. And so this is the entrance to that room we were in, and I came down here, and right around here is when we got flanked on both sides by enemies and ended up losing the run. So I was trying to recall like how we came in here and was doing some speculating, but I think I misremembered what the entrance of this room was like. It's pretty eye-opening to come back and see what actually happened here. So we entered down this corridor and came up to this door, and then I don't know how many turns I might have waited here, or if I just immediately entered down here, as we did. And that seems to be potentially the problem here, because opening doors makes noise in this game. So what could have easily happened is right after I opened that door and while I started walking down here, if there were any enemies that were drawn to the noise, I would have enemies coming here. and then enemies coming down here. So the second I walk out of this door and start moving down here, I am likely to get pincered and flanked like we did if there are more enemies around. So this could be directly the issue that occurred here in our run. And so this is a scenario where I'm going to look out for in the future. Because that is something that could lead to our death, apparently. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what went on, because I'm not that clear on how noise works, how enemies follow it. There are a lot of times where I'm waiting in a choke point and trying to make noise, whether I'm like using the make noise command. There's actually an action that does it that we've used a few times, because I know that there's like an enemy around here, and sometimes they just never follow, so I don't know if there's like a range to the amount of noise, if some enemies just don't care, if there's some randomness to it. But it's not as like straightforward with my current, like, I guess, mental model of how it might work based on just what I've seen enemy behavior in the game so far. It's not so straightforward to actually use something like that, because I think next time I'm in this scenario, maybe, and I see that this is something that could happen when we're waiting at the door here, maybe we want to wait and try and make some noise, see if enemies come around to it. And whatnot, and then maybe after however many turns makes us feel safe, 5 turns, 10 turns, then we proceed into the rooms. And you know, that might not always be reliable, because even if the enemies like can't hear us, when we're in a scenario like this where there's 2 directions and we don't know like what's on either side of them, wandering down here just from random movement from enemies can always end up having us get cornered like that. So coming into a corner like this was always inherently risky, probably even more than I anticipated at the moment when I was like walking in here, just because I've never really been punished like this for walking into a room like this. So a bit eye-opening to see that, but even more eye-opening to see this scenario that probably led to it, and understanding that I could have approached this differently to maybe have a better outcome there. I guess some other thoughts here are some maybe other things that could have helped us avoid this. I'm seeing that this room, if we walked in here, is more open, so probably less likely to get pincered. Now, I don't actually know anything except for these 4 tiles, basically. So these could all be walls out here for all I know. But it looks like this is more like, well, it's definitely more likely to be open than up here and down here. So there is less chance of us to get like, you know, pincered and like flanked and surrounded and unable to move at all if we are in this area. This area also means there's more likely to be many monsters that we have to fight at once, which is dangerous in its own right. But walking into an area like this and then turning on our lantern, like at this tile, if we see multiple enemies, we could easily fall back to a position we know is safe. So there's more options there. I don't know if that's the right option or not, but it's something to maybe think about. Some other thoughts I had, maybe ways we could avoid this. If there were some traits that we haven't taken, so like there's one that just tells you if there's enemies around. So that could have been helpful, because if I had seen that there were like enemies in like these positions, then I could have like premeditated what was happening and avoided this scenario just with that knowledge. One of the reasons I haven't really bothered with that trait so far is because there's often, like, you see like the exclamation marks when there's enemies around. A lot of them make noise. So very frequently I feel like you know there's an enemy there before you enter like a space. I don't know which enemies make noise or what causes them to make noise, if it's only when they're like doing doors. I think some of them just like grunt and make noises. Maybe that's more like early enemies, maybe it happens less later on, but it's clearly not all of them, and clearly not any time where you wish that you did know enemies making noises. So it does add value to that. Another thing is I believe there's a stealth trait that makes opening doors not make noise, and even makes melee attacks not make noise, is I believe what that does. So something like that could have been helpful, because one of the things that happened is we open the door here, it makes noise, enemy comes here, then we come down here, run into that invisible enemy, attack them, this enemy gets alerted and then comes in behind us. So maybe scenarios like that could be more avoided by having stealthier traits and acting with stealth like that. So maybe there were some options there. It wasn't really the build we were going for. I think if you're going to go for stealth, maybe you lean into it more. And that we were kind of hoping that just having like good health and regen and like good damage with our weapon would be enough. But we did end up into a situation where that clearly was not enough. Some other thoughts that I did have were about that occurred to me was I didn't try our throwing weapons. So our throwing knives have plus 10% accuracy. Now our weapon had minus 10% accuracy, so that's a plus 20% swing. Although I had multiple melee traits that were giving me a lot of extra accuracy on my melee attacks to begin with. So I don't know if that applies to a thrown weapon. I'm assuming it doesn't. So I think that probably wouldn't have been a net bonus to hitting. And they're also quite weak. It does like maybe a third of the damage that my weapon does, maybe even like a quarter, far weaker. So I don't know if that would have been the option, but I'd be curious to just test the accuracy of those things in scenarios like that. I feel like a lot of games I've played lately like do not you get like penalized for like using range stuff in melee range, which I don't know if that's actually the case with that game. It may have been a just like an assumption I had in my mind while I've been playing. And another thought that occurred to me was that we had that dagger that I was trying to swap to and use that had plus 20% accuracy. Maybe throwing that would have been an option. I don't know what kind of penalties there are to accuracy or damage of thrown melee weapons, but that could have been an option. And if that's actually a good option, that plus 20% accuracy is pretty huge. I left a lot of daggers on the ground. Having like more than one in your inventory, if they're actually good throwing items, could be something to do in the future. So maybe that's something that could have helped us out. So I just wanted to come and take a little bit further look at the moments before our demise here, see if we can figure out how to avoid it in the future. And I thought it was quite eye-opening, so I was glad I took a look at it. I wanted to share here. But I'm going to leave you now for the my regular video outro. So thanks again, and I will see you guys for the next one. But yeah, I guess that is it for now. It was another fun run. Unfortunate ending, but it sounds like this game has a reputation for being quite difficult, so I feel like that kind of scenario happens to a lot of people in this game, if that was my guess. But I would like to try and figure out how to avoid situations like that and how to survive them once you're in them. I think that's the fun part about learning a lot of these roguelike games. But that is it for me for now. That was a really fun run of Infra Arcana. Looking forward to playing some more, I think. So I will leave this here for now. Do check out the links in the description below. You can find my Patreon if you want to show some support for me and my channel there over at patreon.com/tonehack. You can also find the Discord community link where we chat about roguelikes and other fun stuff. But for now, I am out. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me today as we check out some more Infra Arcana, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy, everyone.